We today are holding a Parshas Nitzovim, and the Torah says, you are standing today, all of you standing today. It has to be today, and all of you standing today. Chazal learn, today means when we all stand in front of HaShem today, is Yemoisa Mashiach. And the Medrash says in Yalkut Shemini, it says, the Mashiach cannot come unless we all stand together as unit, unification, as unit. If we don't come together as a unit, Mashiach cannot come. So although the Rambam says the Geulah doesn't come unless we do Teshuvah, Chazal say it, also in our Parsha, it says, V'shavta ad Hashem Elokecha, we're going to come return, and then Hashem says, V'yeshiva shrutzcha. Then Hashem says, when all of you return to Hashem, then I will bring the Geulah, I'll bring you back to the land of Israel. It says in the Torah that the Geulah is true Teshuvah. The more learns it out. But still there's another fact in the Midrash, that we have to come together. Together means all the Jewish people together. And that's very hard to get. We brought down the Zohar. The Zohar Kodesh says, not like this Midrash. The Zohar Kodesh says, Afilu Chada Beklishna, even one synagogue, one gathered 10 Jews that do Teshuvah can bring Mashiach Tzidkenu. Okay. And there's a famous story of the Arizal that in Erev Shabbos he came, and this, and he had all the big tzaddikim came, and Mashiach also came, and then some poor guy came, was David HaMelech. They're wrong, and they lost the opportunity. A lot of times opportunities, which means even a group of 10 Jews alone, tzaddikim, that are totally pure, can bring the Mashiach Tzidkenu. The Lubavitcher Rebbe used to say, my father used to always say that HaShem, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe used to say that if 10 Jews will say Tehillim and Kever David HaMelech, not for themselves, just for the sake of the Jewish people, Bevadai Sholi Mashiach. Just feeling the pain of the Jew. Probably relying on this Zohar, that if 10 Jews, and that's what he built up about almost 100 years ago, he built the Chevras Tehillim, a company of Tehillim, that 10 Jews will come to Kever David HaMelech and say Tehillim for the sake of the problem of the Jewish people. And it's very hard. My father used to say it's very hard to take yourself out. What? Oh, they get money. They have other reasons. Who knows what? They have a brother in the army. There's a problem. Whatever it is, it's not totally for the pain of the Shekhinah, for the sake of Kavod of Hashem in the world. So it doesn't work. But 10 Jews, as a group, as a tzibur, as a congregation, according to the Zohar, or can bring Mashiach. But I want to talk about something very important which I saw in Rabbi Fisher. He gave me yesterday a piece of paper, and I had a word from a friend named my father, and I want to translate this in the concept of Teshuvah. Although he speaks about Rosh Hashanah, but I want to translate to this the concept of Teshuvah. Rabbi Goldstein, my father, bless his memory, says that when you make Hashem the Melech in Rosh Hashanah, has to be your Melech, my king. Now, I want to explain it. What does he mean, my king? My king? I want Hashem to be the king of the Jewish people. HaRav, if you have something personal, so it doesn't work, because it means for the sake of the Jewish people. This one is very important. If it's not your king, it's not personal, it's not real. If it's not your father, it's not your king, it's not personal, it's not real. When you say, Avinu Malkeinu, right? People say it very quickly, even if they say it slow, even if they sing, Avinu Malkeinu, on Sunday, it's not Hashem, they open, that says when you open the ark, say Avinu Malkeinu, right? One time I was in some Hasidic group, and I heard a guy say, Abba! He didn't say the word Avinu, our father. He says, Abba! And then he says, Avinu. He says for Abba. And it touched my heart very strong. Because Avinu is the father of all. But when you talk about personal relationships, to be your father. Through our father, my father. So when I want to arouse my emotion, when I say Avinu Malkeinu, I'm thinking in my heart, Abba, my Abba is the Abba of all the Jewish people, but it's my Abba, my King. So if you don't have that personal relationship, personal feeling, personal connection of your Abba, your King, it's not really a real thing that the Jewish people will do Teshuvah, the Jewish people standing as a unification of my Abba is with me and I'm making my Abba a king. If my Abba a king, I don't want nobody else to disgrace it. I remember years ago, there was a boy in the yeshiva that he came to me and he says, listen, his father came to me. I was shaking when I heard this story. That he says he was in the dormitory of the yeshiva and he had a fight or a divorce between the father and mother. And he came to see his son. And the son went to the top floor and he urinated on the father's head. I said, how's it possible? Okay, anger, a young boy. Which means if you love your father, can you see another person urinate on your father? You get angry. If you love your father, if somebody shames your father, you feel pain. Young boys, I remember when I used to be in yeshiva, so my father used to come to yeshiva, I used to be shamed. What's the shame? Because the little boy thinks that he's smart as his father or smarter than his father. That's what young boys think, 18, 17 years old, they think they're smartest of the world. And they're afraid that maybe the father will do some movement that's not so smart, and they're going to shame, and his friends are going to laugh at him. Or laugh at him, or laugh at his father, he's ashamed, he loves his father, doesn't want his father to be shamed. This is the normal, natural feeling you have about your father. Your king is you. Him is you. And when he's shame, it's your shame. So part of making the king on Rosh Hashanah is not making HaShem as the Melech. It's true. But it has to be my king is the king of the Jews, the king of the world. My king. Which means that if my king is not totally a king, means I'm not part of that. Which means I'm ashamed. It's a personal shame. It's a personal hurt. If the Christians don't believe in HaShem, it bothers me because my king, not everybody accepts him. My father is not accepted, so it means I'm ashamed. I feel the pain. And if he is the king of the world, I feel happy because it's me. Has to be, you have to put in line. And this is what the avoid of Rosh Hashanah. That's my understanding what my father meant. The avoid of Rosh Hashanah is not Hashem Melech, Avinu, Malkeinu in general. That's one level of Rosh Hashanah. The real level of Rosh Hashanah is what? My father is our father. My king is our king. When it's mine, it's me. I do all what I can to make sure that people respect my father, people make my king as a king, because it's me. This is the avodah. The avodah of Rosh Hashanah is not just to make our father the king. He has to be my king. My king, I want to make him the king. It's a step before that I'm making the king of Am Yisrael, the king of the world. It's the beginning of being involved, of making the king the king. When the king becomes inaugurated, and they inaugurate the king, they make a festival, they make an inauguration festival. The king feels the most, the king has his family next to him, there's really close friends that really support him, and he feels that they feel for him that he's their king, the personal king. And he has the rest of the nation, you're more distant. You want to be the inner circle. The inner circle, the children, the real avodim, slaves, servant of the king, that is their personal king. That's what we want to be. That's what we want to be. That's what we need to be in Rosh Hashanah. And obviously, automatically, you do Teshuvah. How can you, which is your father, your king, you're not listening to him? It's the biggest shame. So Teshuvah is automatically a result of that. Teshuvah is a result of your personal father, your personal king as a king and your father. Hashem should give us the bracha, Be'ezer Hashem, to make our father and our king, our personal father, my father and my king, we're able to be zoiche, to be nechtam and nechtam, l'shon toivo ksiv v'chativ toivo.